Hi, and welcome to Game Go Podcast, the podcast where we talk about video games and whatever else we feel like talking about. I'm 8-Bit.
And I'm Sonorith. And we're back.
Yeah, we're back. We're back finally. It's been a couple of months. No,
weeks. Feels like months.
My range of time is horrible, my sense of time. But yeah, it's been a couple of weeks, almost a month, maybe about a month, right?
Roughly.
Yeah, we had some internet issues a couple of weeks back. And yeah, that was just one after another. Some kind of weird internet issue was happening. People who have been following the stream on YouTube, they've know about it because apparently they've been suffering as well.
Yeah.
Which is if you guys aren't on GameGo's YouTube channel, GameGo Livestream, we're youtube.com/GameGo Livestream. It's as simple as that. You can check us out there. We've been streaming pretty much daily, multiple times a day. Man, it's growing there.
Yeah, it's up to about 180 awesome.
Or so. But yeah, so we had that, and then on top of that, I had my knee stuff with work. Things have been going weird. I'm on workers' comp at the moment, which is freeing me up for the streaming. That's fine. But, I also can't wait to get back to work, I guess.
And speaking of getting back to work, let's jump into the news.
Yeah.
That we've been missing out on.
Indeed.
We've actually been playing a lot of Splatoon 2 on the stream.
So much Splatoon 2. Salmon Run.
It's so much fun.
The competitive modes.
That's less fun, but still fun. Anyway, Splatoon is getting an update. Splatoon 2, I should clarify. They're not going back to the Wii U version.
Yeah, that thing's
Salmon Run, the mini horde mode game type, is getting a new map called Lost Outpost. That actually is now available, but it just depends on the rotation of the maps for the schedule. So take a look on your Splatoon 2 schedule in the game if you want to try that map out.
Yeah, any new maps on those modes are pretty welcome because they got the 2, right? We've been going through the 2 and
they're still good. It's just it would be nice to see something else.
Yeah, the different modes within Salmon Run itself offers a lot of variety. It's great.
Yeah.
But yeah, also it's good to see that they're still like, hey, don't think we're relying just on that. It hasn't been very long,
Yeah.
They could have kept running off those for
another few months.
Yeah.
They're also getting a new map for Turf War and Ranked Play.
Which is also great to see.
It's called the Manta Maria, which is a reference to the Santa Maria, if you are unaware.
Indeed.
And that's coming August 26th, which I believe is this Saturday?
I'm terrible with dates, so...
It is. And the game is also... They've also showed off a new special you can get called the Bubble Blower, which launches these 3 big bubbles, and they pop... I feel like it's almost similar to the Drizzlers, but without the rain effect.
Okay.
And it'll just shower the area with
bubbles.
bubbles.
Do you think it's more like the Luna thing where it's got the explosion at the end? Basically a grenade exploding, right?
Although they did say that other players can shoot it down.
Ah, okay.
So it's not unlike the other stuff.
It's got a physical form that can be countered.
You still have you can counter it.
Awesome.
That should make things a little more interesting.
That's pretty cool.
And I would like to see the dualies with that maybe even. Since you're going to be up close to the enemy.
Right.
And then retreat, throw some bubbles at them. Then they have to worry about that. And
that can create that small wall, giving you that opportunity to escape.
Depends on how long the bubbles stay before popping.
It'll be. I mean, I'm excited to see it no matter what.
Yeah, it's always good to see new content for a game like this. ARMS is also getting an update. They're adding a new balloon fighter, Lollipop.
Yeah.
Who seems to be a French clown.
This is a crazy coincidence. I picked up ARMS again for the first time in a while. I last time I played it was a couple of weeks ago, and I got pretty salty, man.
Well, you beat the crap out of me, and I was very sad.
I mean, I no offense, but like I kind of feels like, oh, I guess now it happens to everybody. I guess I should get over it. And that kind of, I put myself in your shoes. I was there a little while ago. Yeah.
So plus it is more of a fighting game, so like the more practice you have with it, the better you're gonna be.
Yeah, it doesn't help me to get out of a game I want to get better at.
Yes. Lollipop though, she's a French clown. She's got balloon animal arms. They're just spirals, and she can inflate for added defense capabilities. We're not entirely sure what they are, but she does get become a ball basically.
Her arms are spiral balloons? I did not even notice. I don't know why I didn't pay attention. I saw her hand, the weapons.
The weapons look great, but I'll get into that in a moment. She can inflate into a ball, and it looks like she can move while she's blocking. Almost.
Yeah, that's what I had noticed. She would inflate, and she was blocking. She obviously had her guard up, but she was also advancing forward at the same time.
Which doesn't make sense if you're playing on the motion controls. You're blocking by holding them together. Mm-hmm. You move by using them as joysticks almost. Maybe once you activate her block, she inflates for a bit, and then you're free to move for a little while before she deflates. We'll try her out when she comes out. We'll stream it.
And we'll see what's up with that.
Yeah,
I'm
give our
excited
impressions
about
on
it.
her. She is coming with 3 new weapons though, and a new stage. First, the weapons. She has nunchucks, a triple rocket like the vertical ones, and they have blinding. It stamps the enemy screen, kind of like the Blorb.
Yeah, the Blorb would do the big blue splat. This thing actually has just 3 stamps of what's his name? The I forgot what
Helix?
the fist guy's name. No, the
Max
guy
Brass.
the
Announcer. Arm guy. I don't remember him.
the Mr. Armsman.
Yes. Triple stamps with his face on it, I think. And
Yeah.
the last one is a shield. It looks a little different from Helix's shield, where it looks maybe electric versus, I'm not sure what his was.
Yeah.
But hers also spreads out a little bit. It
Helix's look like there's some kind of tribal face, almost like
a dragon or something.
I was gonna say Crash Bandicoot's guy, the mask.
Aku Aku?
Aku Aku. They almost look like miniature Aku Akus in that style.
Yeah.
These straight up look like some crazy technological marvel.
Yeah. And the new stage, it looks like somewhere where she's from, because there are other people with clown hats and noses.
Is she supposed to be French?
She
I don't want to be
French.
racist.
I think she said
but yeah.
like bonjour or something like that.
Okay, and then like just the whole place looked like it was made out of candy and confections.
It
and,
looked like a marketplace.
Coffee-like.
Yeah, and it was actually zigzagging.
Yeah. It was just a straight, a left turn that goes to a right turn. You know,
Yeah.
like on a street.
Like
it was a small alleyway that has 2 just sharp 90-degree turns. It's a weird stage. It looks like, the zigzaggy Z shape from Tetris. Imagine if that was a stage.
Pretty much,
on the floor.
yeah. Hopefully, the boomerang and the bird arms will shine there.
Oh,
'cause
yeah,
you're
coming
able to go
around
the
corners.
Yeah.
That's definitely going to be the thing, is going around those little corners. Though there is like the crowd there, so it's not like you can hide around it.
No, but I feel like you wouldn't be able to punch through it.
Oh, you think it's gonna?
Well, there was a
barrier it?
shop, I think, at one of the corners, so I
Right.
don't think you can punch right through it. So I think if you are on it's on your right side, the corner, and then you punch, it'll go around it, hopefully.
Cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
In any case, those corners are going to be an important facet to that.
Yes, you won't be able
It
to
is
ignore
just so weird to say, like, yeah, those little corners are going to change up this game real bad, because that's
line of
all
sight.
it takes. Yeah.
You no longer have a direct route to your opponent's face.
Indeed.
And for if you haven't tried it yet, you're still kind of on the fence about it. It is a $60 game. That's not cheap.
You need to hop
any-
onto the side of the fence that gets that money out of your wallet and that game into your Switch.
More importantly, there is going to be a new test punch for people that don't own the game.
It'll convince you further.
Yeah. Friday the 25th at 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. It'll go up and it'll be active for the next day and a half. 2 days? It'll come down 2 p.m. on Sunday.
Yeah.
Also Pacific Standard Time.
So from Friday night Friday morning 8 a.m. to Sunday afternoon
you
at
actually
2
get
p.m.
more than 2 full days.
And those are Pacific times.
Yeah. So if you haven't tried it yet, you haven't been to a friend's house that's playing it, go try it out on Friday, Saturday, or Sunday.
Yeah, just get it on your pre-download it. I'm pretty sure they're gonna. I'm pretty sure you can download it. It's still up.
Yeah.
So download the app. It's if you try to run it, it's just gonna tell you it's not available. But that'll change on those dates.
Yes, and I'm wondering if you can play with people, because then maybe we can play with some of the people that have
that'd be
Switches and don't have
fantastic.
the
That'd
game.
be great.
Yeah. We have been streaming ARMS. We did play against, his name was Eamon, and he destroyed us.
Oh man, that guy wrecked.
Yeah.
And but then it was also cool to have him by my side a little while after on Splatoon.
Oh yeah.
He was
we jumped on Splatoon.
he was
great.
just as good there.
Yeah. That was a lot of fun, having a full party of viewers and fans.
Yeah, again, if you guys like streams, get on the YouTube and we'll play if you have the games too.
Yeah. Dragon Ball Fighters, the Dragon Ball Z 2D fighting game.
Fighters
is adding 2 new characters. They showed off a little more of Krillin and Piccolo, but they are adding Android 16 and 18. 16, of course, is the big green armored one with orange hair.
Of course. I was as I was about to ask, these are the brother sister one, right?
No, the 17 is the brother.
Okay.
Anyway, so 16 has looks like he can take his hands off to do the little rocket blast out of his stumps. And 18 is actually going to be fighting with her brother to help her in some combo attacks, it seems.
That's pretty cool. So she just comes in as a...
he comes in as the
He
assist.
comes in to assist, all right.
That's pretty cool. Because in the show, a lot of the combat for the 2 of them was them attacking together.
Uh-huh.
They beat up Vegeta in the show, just taking them out one by one,
They're supposed to be twin androids,
I don't know if they're
right?
twins. They're definitely...
Just
I don't even know if
brother,
they're
sister, like,
siblings.
well,
because
they gotta be siblings because they look alike. They
I
have
think
like
Dr.
the same...
Gero did that to them or something. It's never... Yeah. Krillin has a child with her. She was a human at some point, I think.
Okay.
So yeah, I think they were
She's
maybe
part-
they were actually
well,
siblings.
they're both. That's what makes them androids, is that they're part human.
Yeah, but whatever he did to them, like who were these people before that? Is my
know.
question. Anyway, so they're coming into the game, and it seems like the Android Saga is actually going to be a big part of the game. I don't know if that's going to be the focus of it because that's usually glossed over, but I think we're going to see that saga played out a little more in the game, which makes sense. I think Future Trunks is going to be in the game. Yeah, he was the first character that they additionally announced.
All right.
So maybe we'll see some cool fights with them, and I'm wondering what the story is going to be like. If is it just going to be a straight, like, here's a cutscene fight, or if there's something else to it.
Okay. This coming out early next year, right?
Yes, early 2018 is what they said. So I'm
Cool.
probably within the first 3 months is my guess, but I guess technically the first 6 I think is still early 2018.
I do want this game when it's out.
Yeah, I can't wait to see who else they're adding to it.
Even if I don't get super into it, I like to get competitive with just about any game that I can play online. But
Yeah.
even if I don't, it still looks just like a wonderful spectacle, you know?
The pictures they showed out for the 16 and 18 and 17 that look, again, they
Spot
looked
on, just
right
straight
out
out,
of the show.
like the dude drew them right there for
Yeah.
him on the spot.
Man, I can't get over how
All
good this
fights
game looks.
are animated in front of a live studio audience.
Yeah.
That'd be amazing.
Yeah, this is very exciting. I can't wait for that one. But a new game announced, Biomutant.
Yeah,
from,
this was weird. Why did we end up seeing this? We were looking for stuff to talk about, and just out of nowhere, this really caught our eye.
This got leaked, I think, in Germany for Gamescom, but then they finally fully announced it.
Okay.
It's coming from publisher THQ Nordic, and the developer is called Experiment 101. This is a new studio made up from devs from Just Cause and Mad Max.
Now, given that, well, I didn't get to see Mad Max outside of just screens and videos, but it did look like a very nice, polished, professional title.
The
It didn't look
gunplay
like
wasn't
garbage.
amazing, but I do believe the vehicle combat was fun.
Okay.
And it was a lot better than I expected. I didn't know how they were going to do it, and they did.
Having
And Just
people
Cause.
from Just Cause, it's kind of the theme thematically of I guess the ambience, the situation. I don't know how to say it. Just Cause, crazy, zany, violent explosions. Michael Bay, wet dream, just all over the place, right?
Yes,
But this seemed a
Ubisoft.
lot more serious. Had
Yeah.
like, I don't want to say a darker tone, just a firmer tone, I guess.
The description was like a bipedal furry creature and a robotic companion, and I immediately thought Ratchet and Clank. It's going to be a fun
matches
comedy
the
kind of
exact
like
same description.
zany game. But actually, the little robot companion is like a grasshopper with
A tiny little grasshopper.
and
that's
the
like,
guy looks like he's all messed up, and he doesn't really look cuddly. He's cute, but he's not.
yeah,
he
and
can just
and,
hurt
and
you.
he's a little. Your character looks like a small, kind of like almost meerkatish kind of thing, carrying like a bunch of like gear on
He
him.
had a sword.
The
with
cats,
lightning.
he reminded me a little bit of the cats from Monster Hunter. I'm not too familiar with them, but sometimes they wear gear
Oh
and stuff.
yeah, the Neko Palico, I think.
Yeah, something like almost Calico, but not. I know that.
Well, they're your pals, so it's
yeah.
yeah.
All right. Okay. So he reminded me of those with a more serious
Yeah.
face, not so adorable. But the fact that they're it's a cute fuzzy thing decked out in really serious looking gear.
Yeah.
That's what your main character looks like.
It looks. I mean, it wasn't even a gameplay trailer. It was just a cinematic trailer, but that left a good impression.
Yeah, I'm very interested in the situations that would arise from this game if I had it. You know.
Yeah, and they say that your abilities and appearance are going to change based on whatever upgrades that you're taking.
Yeah, and from what we can see from the screenshots, it was kind of obvious. Like, oh man, yeah, this
is a very different
particular
character.
This particular character in this image has this amazing wingspan greater than his own body, and he's flying across this canyon. Whereas this other character, who changed in color and fur as well, had something going on with his legs, so he's moving faster. It's very obvious and very, very visually like appeasing to see those.
Did you play Just Cause 3?
I don't think I did 3. I think I went up to 2.
I didn't get too far into 2, so I'm not sure if it was in that one. But in 3, when you're doing challenges, you can earn basically they're called mods.
Uh-huh.
So like if you're grappling, you can push L2 and it'll grapple you faster. So you
Okay.
can get a better boost when you're parachuting.
Right.
And so you'd earn a bunch of those across different categories from doing different challenges.
Mhm.
It's like blowing things up or
That's basically, this is how you expand your skill tree.
Exactly. And I feel like this is kind of what's going to be where, like, okay, you're good at this and you did these challenges. So you can either get a longer melee reach or you can get assassin type sneaking around
Yeah.
attacks.
I got you.
Yeah. And it said there's going to be a focus on martial arts and firearms combat. So, I mean, I think that's, if you're good at shooting, that's the thing you can focus on.
Didn't they actually use the word kung fu movie like in it or something?
I did remember seeing that, yeah.
I forgot. They want to put an emphasis on melee combat.
Yeah.
Which is pretty freaking, it's just intense. You guys got to check out the trailer. It's a trailer, right?
It's brand new, called Biomutant, and they just announced it. So this could be the next big thing.
No dates or anything, just an announcement that they're working on it.
Yeah, it looks great though. And if you're playing Overwatch, you have more reason to come back. They are adding a new map called Junkertown. Or maybe Junkerton if you're from the area. It's a new payload map where you're escorting, it looks like a cache of gold and bombs.
Yeah, just mounds of cash, a bunch of chests. There were explosions everywhere.
And a Pachirisu plushie on top of it.
Yeah. Roadhog loves him, his Pachirisu.
Yeah, that's they're also featured in, the map is also featured in Junkertown The Plan, which is a short animation featuring Junkrat and Roadhog.
It's pretty awesome.
It's great. I haven't seen much from Roadhog or Junkrat as far as the voice actors.
Yeah.
But in this, Junkrat at least really gets a chance to shine.
Yes, his voice actor does a really good job on this. I guess it is so they say not to confuse it with another cinematic that's coming out tomorrow as of this recording.
So it'll be on Wednesday that they reveal that one.
Yeah, so I guess another cinematic is going to come out, which I'm also excited for.
Maybe it's that Lucio one that they've been
talking about for a while.
Mentioned it, yeah.
Okay, but I don't know. Either way, this
more cartoony,
animation is awesome. It is really zany. They did a damn good job with how quick they do these comical smash cuts.
Yeah, it's great.
It just felt super Looney Toony to me, man. It was great. Out in the desert, I could have swore it was just straight up classic. It's like Borderlands meets Wile E. Coyote.
Yeah. And speaking of which, we did take a look at the map, and it does really seem to have that Borderlands aesthetic.
It does indeed.
If you're looking at Sanctuary, there's parts of the buildings that
they looked almost just like it, and even zoomed out, it looked like you were coming across onto Sanctuary for the first time off in the distance, you know?
It's not a bad thing. You even find the motorcycle and sidecar that is in the Junkrat and Roadhog sprays.
Yeah, Scooter's right there fixing it up.
From Borderlands. No. And you also, I saw a tattoo parlor or setup, I guess not even a parlor, but it has Roadhog's signature belly tattoo.
And it says sold on it?
So I guess he's the one that bought it.
Is that a thing? You can't get...
I think he paid to make sure no one else could have it or something. Or that artist was like, I only want to do this one time, to the highest bidder,
All right.
Gets this one. Or he made it specifically for him.
I need to get more into tattoo.
He might have wanted to show off, this is one that I did for Roadhog, but nobody else can have it.
Yeah, because that fool will kill me.
Yeah, it looks great. The animation's fun to watch. And I can't wait for the map to come out. And they haven't really said when. They just said coming soon.
Mm-hmm.
But the Junkers are actually still in the spotlight because they're getting updates. At least on the PTR they are, the public test realm. Junkrat, his ultimate ability, Riptire, is getting a 30% speed boost. And that's so that, you actually hit something instead of it just getting shot out.
Yeah, that's always good.
I think the problem is that as people are getting more and more used to the game, they're learning what to look out for and when to shoot.
Right. That sound, it's a very, very obvious, very loud sound, and we don't want to get rid of that so much as we want to just, okay, now that you know it's there, that can't be the win, is you knowing just that it's coming. We need a little bit more than just being able to shoot it real fast.
I wonder how much zigzagging would help.
Zigzagging would be awesome. Maybe just more wiggle to the animation.
Well, even if you're just as you're using it, you're trying to watch out,
I think that if it was in the animation, that'd be nice.
Yeah. Junkrat's also going to be receiving another charge of his concussive mine. Who else has charges like that? Is he the only one that would have it?
I think so, yeah. I don't think anybody else can, throw stuff and then set them off turn by turn.
Symmetra's turrets, maybe. That's the closest analogy,
but it's not, she doesn't set them off. They just go off,
Yeah.
She doesn't have to do anything to activate them. So it's kind of funny or weird on this one. You got to remember that. You got the two things. Before, it was just even a little bit hard to keep track of just the mine and the concussion.
Yeah.
Or the mine and the trap. Yeah. I was having trouble getting the hang of that. Now that I'm better with that, I'm not going to say great, but now that I'm better with that, throwing this in there, it's like, oh crap. Okay. So Junkrat gets just as much work as he does bonus.
Yeah. he's getting another charge of that mine. And part of the explanation was that you can use that mine to jump into a fight, but once you're there, then you're basically going to die there.
Yeah.
So I believe the intended use, or at least the general use, would be to jump into a fight, throw some bombs around, and then jump out of it with another mine.
That sounds pretty freaking awesome.
Or even if you put a trap down, set up 2 mines, then boom, boom. When somebody gets caught for the tank, your
even
targets.
The tanks, yeah, because it kind of sucks when you do get them, you shoot them, they're by themselves, but you just died, so you're respawning and you can't do anything about it.
Hopefully he'll get more play from that. I know that he's I think he's a lesser played character in the pros, which is unfortunate because he's so much fun and he's fun to watch.
He's great, but I can also understand why. Just the simple fact that he doesn't do a direct hit is.
But although he can attack from safety,
he can. But then also, he can attack from safety. But if the aggressor is going to match him, they also have to be someone who's also arcing like Zarya or another Junkrat. So if you have any other form of attacking, you're almost immediately an aggressor.
True. And then Roadhog is going to be receiving some buffs, it seems. He's going to be able to heal while he's moving. And while he's healing, his damage, I think, is reduced by half. The damage he takes. That's
freaking great. I wasn't sure whether or not I wanted one or the other. But as long as it's a subtle mix of both, then that's going to be great. That's going to be fine. Giving him both damage reduction and giving him some movement. I know that, any Roadhog main has those countless memories where I just need to get around that corner and start healing. Maybe they started up a little bit, just a frame too soon before safety.
Yeah.
And then just their ass is poking out and that's what gets them killed.
Yeah. And then also the fact that since they reduce his attack damage, it's just generally more dangerous to pull anybody to you unless they're a very weak character.
Yeah, you were telling me that you made me realize that it's just a dumb idea to pull Reaper ever now.
Yeah, 9 times out of 10 I'll die if I pull Reaper.
It used to be a pretty good bet that
I would do enough damage to him and he would have to hide.
Yeah.
Now it's like, I'm going to heal while I shoot you. You can't do enough to kill me, so you're dead.
Yeah.
And you're big, so my shotgun's going to hit you completely.
Yeah, it does. The whole clip is going in there.
It's the worst feeling to pull a Reaper. I pulled a Reaper who was like running away at half health. Pull him, shoot him, and somehow I end up dead. No one on my team killed him. I was like, what are you guys doing?
Yeah.
Anyway, hopefully this makes Roadhog just more survivable. Because Reinhardt, Orisa, D.Va, Winston, they all have shields. Zarya has a shield.
Yeah.
He has nothing to prevent damage.
Yeah, he has just 600 a big health. Old dude with a bunch of health.
He has 600 health, but he's going to take all of that. And now that he's got this damage reduction on his heal... And he can move. I'm sure it'll be slower walking, but that's better than standing there.
Right.
Maybe he'll be more he'll survive more encounters. D.Va, speaking of tanks, D.Va's also getting some changes. Her defense matrix is going to consume twice as much energy as it does now, so it'll only have half the duration. Which people, I guess, were relying too heavily on it, and it doesn't do any damage to her the way Reinhardt's shield actually breaks his shield when he's taking damage. So I think they wanted people to rely less on just completely nullifying these attacks, and make people maybe depend a little less on it.
Yeah, it really sucks when you're on the opposing team, like you said, and your attacks are just getting eaten. Like Junkrat just feels for no reason really useless there in that situation.
Pharah. I think yesterday, the day before, I ulted with Pharah. Mm-hmm. D.Va just turns around, eats the whole thing, and her shield lasts as long, if not longer, than my ult. So all of the missiles are just gone. I'm like, well, that's great.
All you hear are those nice fun sounds. Beep, 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 beep,
Which
beep, beep, beep.
I understand that like there's a counter system, but that's not even. It takes so much fun out of it that I don't think that. I think they're making a good decision to cut it in half.
Kind of seems a little too easy,
but she has
to just right click and that nullifies the past 3,000
40 missiles that I launched.
Yeah, like oh great in with the flick of a mouse to look where I am, and then the click of a right mouse button.
I would even do I was gonna say do damage to the absorbing, but then that's just Reinhardt's shield again.
Yeah.
Whatever it is, I think this will help. But they are making her a little more aggressive. She has that booster. She has unlimited ammo. I think she is definitely more suited to be an offensive tank.
Right. I figured that's exactly what she was supposed to be.
Yeah.
She's somebody who helps charge forward, not somebody who helps stop or keep a defense
by eating everything.
Right.
But to that end, they're going to let her fire her main attack, her fusion cannons, while she's flying. And they're adding a new ability called micro missiles.
Right, an entirely new ability.
Yes, and it says it's going to release a small radius of missiles, and you can use that when you're using any other ability.
I really want to see what that looks like.
I'm assuming it's with the exception of your ult, because you're not in the ult mech once you activate it. But I think when you're shielding, when you're shooting, or when you're flying.
Just somehow she also has like these other appendages that will fire the missiles on her.
Yeah, no, I hope that's not the case. Overwatch is still a lot of fun. It's funner to win than to lose. And with these changes, I mean, maybe the game will stay fresh for another couple months until they add the next map, character, game type, which I know they're trying team deathmatch and deathmatch. It doesn't seem to be going too well from what I've been reading.
I haven't seen anything about it.
In single deathmatch, whoever gets the last hit gets the kill, which is that's how it is in like Call of Duty or whatever.
Right.
But
single deathmatch, like one hit, one kill?
No.
Or are we talking
one
about...
person per team. It's free for all. Sorry.
Okay.
So if you're a soldier and you're like whittling somebody down, and then Pharah just like kills your target, they get the kill.
Okay. Oh, that's okay.
On top of how long it can take to kill people, it's not like Call of Duty where you fire once and they're dead.
I got you. Yeah. Because of the class differences, there's a bit of unfairness when it comes to just straight up team deathmatch.
Yes, I think team deathmatch is probably a little better about it because you do have healers, tanks, and stuff.
Oh, but these are one-on-ones, so it's like...
And your individual kill count is what matters to you. Yeah. In this one. Hopefully they can figure it out before it releases, or I hope it releases
healers
at
even
all.
In that game? In that mode?
Maybe Zenyatta with his debuff.
That's weird.
Maybe Lucio on certain maps where you can boot people off.
Right.
And then Symmetra with her shield and turrets and laser.
Well, she's just defense, so... Or, I mean, she can only offend. She doesn't heal, so...
Yeah. Maybe Ana, too. She puts people to sleep, grenades them, shoots them. That might kill them.
Right.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know how viable they are compared to, like, Pharah, McCree, Reaper. But, yeah, I want them to figure it out and release something good. And I hope they don't cancel this.
Maybe just make Offense Heroes deathmatch.
Or all Soldier 76. That's basically just Call of Duty at that point.
Yeah, because... No. Yeah, there's no difference. I wouldn't want it to just be all 76s.
It sucks, though, because he can heal. So can Reaper. But, like, Genji, Pharah, Tracer... Well, Tracer can kind of heal if she has a thing. If they made health packs more plentiful, maybe?
Health packs? Nah, you know what? Just leaving health packs around, I think you have to account for that.
Okay.
You have to guard your health pack.
We'll figure it out. I mean, they'll figure it out, I hope. Yeah, like I said, I hope they don't cancel this.
Fun changes, though.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Looking forward to them coming to the main servers. Before we get into the reviews, we did look at the Humble Bundle that just went up, and it looks like it's going to be a pretty good one. It is the Spooky Horror Bundle.
Spooky.
Yeah, and the highest price is $10. You're going to get 8 games for that price.
Pretty nice.
Yeah, it looks really worth it. For $10, you're getting Dead by Daylight.
Yeah, which is by itself is $10 or $20 on Steam. I don't know. I'm not gonna look it up, but yeah, this is a dumb reason. Like, if you ever wanted it, you'd be dumb not to get it now. Yes,
and you're also, if you pay for that, you're also getting Layers of Fear Masterpiece Edition, Alien Isolation, Five Nights at Freddy's Sister Location, and this game called Dread Out, and then a small sequel to that, Dead Age, and Lakeview Cabin Collection, which I believe is 3 games.
I want Lakeview Cabin Collection most of all.
It looks like a little, what is it? A parody kind of game, a retro-looking parody game of like horror movies and stuff.
Yeah, definitely.
It looks like you just kill yourself or everything around you. I don't know if the goal is
just to grab everything and see what it does, but the theme is, cabin, like Jason style. Is it Jason?
Friday the 13th. Camp Crystal Lake.
It's a camp-themed horror 8-bit thing where it looks like you're kind of just free roaming around in that environment and everything in that context. Like, everything kills everybody.
Yeah, like the trailer was pretty funny. The guy's like, use this machete or this axe or this radio or a flare.
Using that horror movie voice modifier. He says this item after item after item after item.
And some of them you're like, yeah, that's scary. But then others you're like, oh, okay, I guess you got to get creative.
Yeah.
Kill other people, kill yourself, or just be killed. It looks pretty cool for $10. I mean, this seems totally worth it.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna secure my purchase of this after this
recording.
Podcast.
Okay, yeah, good idea.
So, got a couple of games that we've been playing. I mean, we have been kind of absent. I've had a bit of time to get stuff in. Big, exciting. Yeah, let's start with Resident Evil. Resident Evil 7. Kind of old. Not that it's not exciting. I was very excited to play it. However, I am kind of late to that bandwagon.
It's all right.
Yeah, Resident Evil 7, I tried it on PS4. Unfortunately, I do not have the Pro with the whole motion setup. What is it called?
Which one?
PS4 motion, the VR.
PSVR?
Yeah, just PlayStation VR. I don't have that, so I didn't get to try that. However, it is pretty obvious when you're playing through, like, seeing where exactly that would kick in, and you're kind of feel thankful that you don't have it afterwards like that. Yeah, that would have scared the crap out of me. I probably would have stopped right there for about 2 minutes.
I read that the PSVR, there's two parts of the experience. There's one where it's just a very VR tailored experience for Resident Evil.
Uh-huh.
And then there's the main story that you play with in VR. But when you're looking around, it's still the stick that controls the camera.
Right.
It's still scary, like...
That's still no problem. It's just, like... The controls are still the same, so it's pretty much, for the most part, the same gameplay.
Basically, the screen's just on your face.
Right, which is still something I would have liked to see. Seeing all that in a simulated 3D space, that would have been freaking great.
That's true. I didn't think about the 3D part of it.
Yeah, and then just hearing all that sound, being on the standard gameplay, experience, the sound is so good. Just everywhere I'm walking, hearing all this ambient noise, I get a little bit scared. Just, it's doing a good job of having that creepy, ominous ambient sound in the background, hearing some crickets from the bayou, some wildlife, but then you're in a basement and it's covered with that stuff that the molded are made of, right?
Yeah.
And you're just sitting there and you swear you're just hearing this constant flow of, like,
something's walking
slimy, oily stuff, but no, that's just the stuff, like, all around you. And sure enough, you go maybe down a couple of halls and you finally do hear an actual guy you might attack or is attacking you. You can hear a nice distinct difference.
It is very noticeably different, but then you are still, like, making mountains out of molehills when you're by yourself.
Yeah. You might just step on some little metal plate and that'll echo in a long hallway, but it just, that stupid quick sound, that dude, makes you want to turn around real quick, check your, oh god, am I okay? My 6 is fine, I'm clear everywhere. All right, let's keep going.
And then you turn and there it is.
Yeah, right? No, it hasn't done anything dirty like that.
That's good.
The main characters, every once in a while, they'll do some interesting jump scare stuff, and sometimes it is to your death, But yeah, this game, the plot that's going on, the delivery thereof, and the way you go into... This is the most creative way I've ever seen flashbacks done. Next to, I think, Judgment, Gears of War Judgment.
Yeah, with the telling of the stories.
The way he retells or changes the telling of the story to accommodate for however you actually acted within the mission.
Yeah.
These are really cool right here, where it delivers flashbacks to you through these VHSs that you find, to further explain just a little bit of the background before your character Ethan got there. He got drawn there almost Silent Hill-esque, where his girlfriend apparently sent him a message and he needs help. From there, he finds his girlfriend, but I mean, it's not too spoilery, is it, to say what happens there? It's kind of early.
I would avoid saying as much as you can.
Yeah, just... It's pretty sweet what draws him there, and once he's there, he gets some background information on the house itself through the VHSs that he finds from that old group that did some show.
There was a demo in which you played this part of the game.
Right.
You find the tape, you follow the group in the
Shaggy
tape.
And, what's his name?
Steve or something.
Yeah.
And then you find a secret lever that is in the room that you're currently watching this in. In the fireplace, right?
Right.
And then when you come back from the tape, then you're like, oh, that thing is right there. I didn't know about it.
Yeah, that way. Now... So it through these things, they're not only flashbacks, but they're also essentially serving as a key or just the way to unlock the next gate for progression, which is really, really cool that it shows you that. It's showing you chunks of the spot of this place that you haven't seen, so you can fill out puzzle pieces, or it can inform the puzzles that you're going to be doing soon.
Which is cool, because when you're playing through like Resident Evil 1 or 2 with all the weird puzzles, sometimes you're like, how would other people go through this kind of stuff? And this is your chance to see, like, yeah, there's a weird lever here. These are people wandering around also dying or not. And you're seeing somebody else's experience through what, you have to go through as a player.
Right. I'm wondering if there's supposed to be some social commentary on that, because like throughout the phone calls that you get with whoever you're talking to,
yeah,
she's like, oh, wow, you're the first one to make it this far. Is that supposed to be like, kind of the whole, she's talking to the character there, but maybe it's like like
To
she's
the player.
subverted, is subconsciously talking to the player in that same line as well. Like, oh wow, you're the first one to make it here. And then also the way they describe when you read notes, specifically this one that was informing you of the Cerberus, the heads for the
the
Cerberus.
keys. Yeah, you have to find pieces.
When you find those, there's a note saying, "I'm tired." One guy saying to another from one of the
keeps
family
getting
members,
out.
I'm tired of these effers escaping. We need to hide those keys. So let's put him like this. And it's kind of cool just playing Resident Evil 1 or 2 or 3. What city is organizing these things like this? What if a city worker just needs to get there? He literally needs to go to City Hall, figure out that puzzle, get the green jewel, then go over to the fire department and get the other jewel.
That makes sense for the first one when there's a mansion built to do this. But yeah, as a city planner, it's like, okay, so the cops are going to need this jewel to get here. They're going to need the shotgun to get the jewel. And they're going to need this dog to get the shotgun.
Right, right. So it's kind of cool to see these are slightly more realistic takes on that. Sure, these guys, for some reason, are some weird-ass hillbilly
cult
family thing going on, like, who can have some amazing abilities, to say the least. You just don't know what the hell's going on. But then to see them just talking to each other, kind of just like frustrated people who basically, these are the origins of those weird puzzles.
It is a very deliberate, you shouldn't be able to get through this. And it's the reaction of the antagonists to hinder you.
Right.
It isn't just like, oh yeah, this is how we built it and this is lying around like that.
Yep, yeah. With no explanation. They were just sitting around in Resident Evil 1 and 2, and you're just expected to accept it.
Honestly,
that's just how covert they're being. Like, no, that's just ridiculous. You need to push over that $1,000 statue to get that jewel?
Yeah.
Like, what the hell is that?
The mansion in the first game, now that I think about it, like, the whole thing was a facade for the lab.
Yeah.
I'm surprised it wasn't just, like, the entrance hall and then none of the doors led anywhere and it was just a big fake decoy building.
Yeah, because that's, I mean, if it's just supposed to be a facade, then why? And then, you know, it's not too unusual also. It's like, if you were to sneak into the house, get through the foyer, and try to open any of those doors, it's not too unexpected. It's not
crazy to think, oh, these doors are all just locked. Not fake doors.
Exactly.
From a fake door emporium.
Oh, maybe I shouldn't be a sneaky...
breaking and entering. Yeah. I mean, they just have the families that live there, but again, that's no reason to devote an entire house to making gibble sandwiches and other stuff.
Right.
Like, just make a few rooms that this is the only part they're going to be in anyway.
You only need one collapsing ceiling. Thank you very much.
Yeah. It just, now there's a very good reason, like, oh, these are here because people are hiding them from me specifically.
Yeah, yeah.
How does it feel, though, as a Resident Evil game, considering, like, this is another departure from the traditional game where, you know, 4 was the first one where they did the over-the-shoulder camera.
Right, and turned it more, where that's that turning point where it started becoming an action game.
To become more action-oriented.
Yeah. 3 was throwing action stuff in there, but you still had all the old controls. All the classic stuff was as far as playing a game. This 7, this new evolution, going from these games that were getting more and more heavily action-oriented, not only action-oriented...
Not just that, they're just outlandish.
Yeah.
And when you think about it, 3, Nemesis, you had Nemesis following you around and was programmed to kill you.
Right.
That is ridiculous compared to 1 and 2.
Yes.
And then they reset it. And now it's gotten to that point again. They reset it. So is this going to happen every 3 games, you think?
I mean, it's crazy because even if it did happen that way, if every 3 main titles we end up getting just a completely new thing of Resident Evil, I guess the only real problem is the fact that it's trying to share the same name.
And the lore, I think.
Yeah, that's okay. I think that's the big issue. I really hate the whole, hanging on to an IP name.
Especially considering how crazy those previous titles were, and now you're back to basics.
Right. Yeah. We have to throw away all the evolutions that these games did make.
This giant sea monster with tentacles and giant eyeballs is in the same universe as these creepy cultists in the bayou.
Yeah. An entire ship was a 1.5 hour experience in Resident Evil 6 with Chris and Sheva, or 5, I'm sorry, with Chris and Sheva.
Oh, yeah.
But then, 2 or 3 rooms in Resident Evil 7 take me about 2 hours to get through and figure out the puzzles therein. This game has had its... I think that was its puberty. And I guess maybe this is now where it might finally have figured out that it's going to be. Maybe this is what it wanted to be when it grew up,
Maybe I think they're doing the smart thing and changing when they need to.
Mm-hmm. Maybe, but then I feel like they didn't really need to change with 4. It was great and they were welcome, but I don't know that they really needed to. I don't know how bad 3 was doing.
Maybe they just thought, like, this is kind of weird and crazy. Let's take it back to actually just being scary instead of being chased by the Terminator the whole time.
Right, and having played the first... I played 1 a load. I played the remake of it a ton. I played 3 a ton. I missed out on the really great 2 and 4, which...
2 was pretty cool and scary as hell, though.
2 is, I feel like, highly regarded as the best of the first 3. And then 4, just one of the better in the series. I missed out on both of those, but I did the hell out of 1, 3, 5. I got the odd numbers, like, no problem.
Yeah, and 7 now.
And now 7. And having seen it go from what it was before, back when, I mean, the first time I played this game, I stayed up all night because I literally couldn't sleep that night. It was a windy, thundery night. We had these tarps up on the chain link fences, for backyard privacy, right? They were catching the wind like crazy, so it's just making everything shake around. I did not sleep that night. It did everything that game did everything it was supposed to do to instill fear into some 12-year-old idiot who was playing a game that he should not have been playing at the time,
Yeah.
And so there was a very, very visceral and very real feel inside of me kind of fearing for my own life for a little while. Like, man, is there something outside? Yeah, it's my imagination, but I thought there was something outside. This game, for the first time in a long time, this franchise, it did make me like 1 or 2 times jump because it does have some cheap jump scares, but oh my god, a Resident Evil game made me feel a thing again.
And you have that feeling of dread too.
Then as you're just walking around, they make it pretty easy to concoct and to craft and to find health. But there are some moments where you'll have maybe a small drought of health and not be able to find anything. And they just ramp up the anxiety.
Yeah.
Then you have the ever-present, I don't know what to call them, residents? Because they actually live there?
Yeah,
the residents
the old
of
lady.
Evil there.
Or what's his name, Daddy? Jack?
Daddy is Jack, the main guy, and he'll almost like Big Daddies from BioShock. Every once in a while, they were an ever-constant threat. Like, you would walk around and they were never always gone, Like, you couldn't clear out an area always.
Although, to be fair, they didn't attack you usually unless you
were hostile, right?
Yeah.
That's the difference here is this guy, you can sneak around him sometimes, and if you're hearing his footsteps, you can be pretty clever and just avoid an encounter entirely. You can even, once you get used to it, manipulate him. Like, it's going to be faster if I have him chase me down here and then I just lose him real quick over here.
Yeah.
Sometimes that ends up being quicker than hiding around them. But just there is that always sense of dread. You're excited to find out what's the next horrible thing that's going to happen to your character. And at the same time, you would prefer not to have to watch it all go down sometimes.
From first person view.
Because of, like, just it feels so real. They do such a good job of making it look amazing. It portrays some of that cringy, not in the bad way, but cringy, like, oh my goodness, this is disgusting. Being squeamish, this is gross. I'm being like I haven't felt this since I was a child kind of thing. And it's pretty great to see it come back and focus on being scary. They aren't undead, or maybe they are kind of, but it's not straight up a bunch of zombies walking around that are, reanimated corpses like it was way back in 1, 2, and 3.
Like 99 or something, whenever that came out.
That's not your main antagonist here. You got a couple of different creatures that have been infected by stuff, as is, the norm. On par with other Resident Evils. And those have been more of a bother than anything else. But yeah, if you're gonna get scared, you're gonna get scared again. And then at the same time, you're still going to feel just as kind of badass as you did in a lot of the action-oriented Resident Evil games without it feeling like it's trying to be an over-the-top action. Yeah, I already dropped Michael Bay's name earlier. Yeah. I didn't want to say it again.
I mean, no, you're absolutely right. I think I was playing 6 with a friend. We were doing the Chris storyline, and there's a part where you're like falling through a ship that's being turned sideways, I think, and you're in this massive room with the creature that you're just shooting rocket launchers and magnums at.
Yeah.
Both of which I guess are supposed to be doing the same amount of damage or something, or somebody like mutates and you have to take them out. Like, it's just over the top. What's going to be the next bigger thing,
right?
For 6,
and why? Like, not only how do we get bigger than this? But it's like, why did we start getting bigger?
Yeah, I think 4 handled it well. Where the bigger things were, there was that one you didn't play 4, but there's a lake and there's a creature in the lake.
Okay.
I don't even know if you kill it. I think
you
you're
have
getting
a
dragged
rowboat,
around by
right?
it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's I remember hearing about that or reading about that.
That was the largest creature you fight. There's also those big guys.
Yeah, there's big
the
old
gigantes, I think.
Yeah,
which is Spanish for
say
giant.
Goliath.
And I think you'll fight maybe 3 or 4 of them throughout the whole game.
Mm-hmm.
In 5, they were very, very prominent.
Okay.
But they felt appropriate for the game, where you have this village of cultists that are infected with something, and they have these things at their disposal. 5 and 6, now I guess they were being engineered or produced by Tricell, which is they're creating basically weapons,
right?
And so they just kept getting more and more and bigger, and it got bloated basically.
Yeah.
So to take it back down to this, I think is a very good choice. Yeah, what do you think?
No,
of the game?
you're absolutely on the money with all that. I kind of feel something similar to what we were talking about before with Final Fantasy, where why are you guys even Squaresoft anymore? It's like literally you throw just the name Final Fantasy on everything, or you're starting to. I saw what is that? Exvius, Brave Exvius
had a Nier Automata character.
Nier Automata characters are getting in there now just because they are made by the same guys. They don't have any reason to ever like cross over, but just because they're made from the same guys, now they're going to be in that game, you know?
Yeah.
They didn't share anything, story wise, or they're completely different IPs, and yet here we are throwing them into the same stuff. Yeah, it's cool, it's fun.
Yeah.
But if this is for Final Fantasy, this is just something that is adding to the problem that they already have.
That's true.
This is
crossovers
them, like,
used to
you
be
know
a
what?
fun thing.
It's getting this far anyway.
Yeah.
You know? It seems like they are starting to embrace the slipping of this slide.
And that's the thing too, I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. Like Final Fantasy originally was just, here's a loose collection of stories with similar themes.
Right.
Magic, Moogles, Chocobos, crystals, whatever. And so if Resident Evil decides to take that approach now, where every game is now a completely different experience within the realm of these are stories of horror and you know.
The one connecting fiber throughout every Resident Evil story is the fact that it's supposed to be a horror-based science fiction epidemic gone wrong.
But it's not like in some huge over the top set pieces. I think the key underlying theme is that the game is called Resident Evil. Mm-hmm. So you're going into places where it's just people,
right?
And you're discovering that something's gone horribly wrong. You went into the mansion, the city.
You got to consider the fact too that it's actually called Biohazard.
That's true. But I think for the American name, and even Biohazard, that kind of gives you the idea that you're quarantining an area.
Yeah, Biohazard I feel is more appropriate because Resident Evil seems like it's haunted, or like we're talking about spirits, or we're gonna talk about religion because of the word evil.
I guess, yeah, I can see that.
Not resident infected.
Yeah. But I think, again, you know, the Biohazard, that's still a quarantine theme to me of like, these are normal areas, normal places, and people that got turned into something else.
Right.
The zombies, the villagers in 4 and 5, I guess. And now this family of whatever the hell they are, you're in a house, and now you're finding that there's more to it than anybody should ever expect.
Yeah.
Like that cop that came to rescue you, basically.
Poor guy.
There's no way he could have known what was waiting.
Right.
And this, like, almost like The Purge, where it's like, these are just normal people, but they're not. And I feel like maybe if they wanted to keep changing what the game was, but if they hold on to that underlying identity,
right,
I think that I'm okay with them changing what it is. And as long as it's not, these are very connected stories, like you're saying. Maybe it's time for them to break away and be like, this is another world, another story.
We better not suddenly see, like at the end of this game, I better not see Chris show up and now they're tied. I guess we'll find out about that soon enough once I finish the game, but I mean, for now, that damn game is pretty damn good. It makes me want to explore the whole spot. It does do a lot of harkening back to original elements of Resident Evil in a way that doesn't just straight up that isn't just straight up kind of like, okay, here's a section or two that look just like the original Resident Evil.
Remember Resident Evil 1?
I feel like Revelations 1 kind of tried to go for some of that with it in the Jill sections. It was definitely supposed to be more explorative, but it was like, okay, I get it, but just because I can look at everything and everything has a description doesn't make it like Resident Evil 1 again, you know?
Yeah. Maybe it's the idea that exploration in games is... the expectation for that has changed. Now you explore more in like roguelikes, which is what we saw in Vaccine.
Yeah.
Versus just straight puzzle solving. I don't know. Even Zelda like had less of that in Breath of the Wild. You were exploring for the sake of exploring instead of going through it for puzzles. I don't know.
Right.
It just feels like the genres have changed altogether, and so you kind of have to change with it.
Definitely. If one's gonna change, then the players are gonna have to adapt towards that. You have no other option. It's not like you're going to go in there and reprogram it or ask for a different ending.
Yeah, like, I don't know. So it sounds like you enjoyed the game.
I am enjoying it, and I can't wait to see how it goes at the end.
Cool.
It's just a whole nother kind of, it feels weird. Like this has been 4 or 5 rooms that I've explored, and it's been taking me forever, and it feels I still somehow get lost even within a singular room.
Pro tip, you guys, you have a map in the game.
I don't even if I had one, I wouldn't use it.
That's because you didn't know it existed.
Shut up.
Well, I mean, we have it on record. You saying I have a map?
So the other game that we played.
How many hours were you into the game when you did that?
Sonic Mania.
Sonic Mania. Yeah, this is the retro-looking remake, or not remake, sorry, retro game of Sonic the Hedgehog. It's dropping all the pretense of 3D, well, most of it, of the 3D series, and is going back to basics. And it sounds like they are coming out on top for it.
Yeah, critical reviews everywhere, giving it like straight up. It's getting 5 out of 5s. It's getting 10 out of 10s. It's getting perfects.
I haven't seen any perfects. I've seen 9s.
I've seen perfects.
Oh, cool. All right, I didn't know
5 out of 5.
Well, no, like I said, I didn't see anything like
but
that. But that's good.
It's getting damn good reviews. I have not seen anybody pan it. Maybe there's like one YouTube video that said it's like, okay, yeah, but you're throwing around the N-word all the time. Okay, shock value guy. Yeah,
right. I did see, I think, like a 7 out of 10. But
okay,
maybe that's just other.
That's. I mean, yeah.
Everyone has their opinion.
It's got high scores everywhere, and it's just it deserves them from the get go. You turn it on, and just the intro sound effects that you're gonna hear, and then the cinematic that they come out with is so. Just anybody who saw or who played Sonic CD. You're going to feel that nostalgia just kick you in the balls so hard right there. It feels amazing to watch. Just to watch it and sit there, I'm just, I feel fun again. Like, I felt what fun was again, just sitting there watching that video. The intro cutscene is amazing.
Yeah.
It was animated very well. Apparently, Game Grumps, they were talking about how a friend of theirs is one of the guys who did the animation.
Oh, damn. Yeah, they have far-reaching...
yeah. They got quite a repertoire of buddies.
Yeah.
The gameplay... it's just one of the most faithful
imaginings.
Is that a good way to say it? Just
a tribute to the older games,
because that's kind of that essentially is what it is it's a tribute. It's still its own game in its own right, but it does borrow a third of its levels from past games. Yeah. Most of the first level of every zone is going to be a slight alteration, if not just straight out the level from the past.
Yeah.
And then the second level that follows afterward is a really crazy, like, new version with new music done to it. It does a good job of that, like, compare and contrast thing.
Yeah.
It does a really good job of showing you, like, hey, this is how you stay new and then keep all the old stuff. This is how you do it.
I think that setup is good because it lets you see, like, this is what you were used to. This is what you know. Here's how we are changing it while still keeping it kind of similar to what you remember. And then by the second act, it's like, all right, the seatbelt's off. This is you completely. This is what's new. This is how you are adapting to, yeah, like you said, I think. It's easing you into the new stuff.
Yeah, it serves as a really big reminder, like, hey, this is what you played before, and here's how it got new. Here are all the changes. That right away, we're gonna refresh you. We're gonna put your brain at ease in something familiar, and then we're gonna not rock it. We're not going to totally shake that, what you know.
Yeah.
We're going to show you how it was supposed to get better.
And it seems like it's gradually getting more and more different. And then you're like, okay, this is less, but it's still kind of close to what I remember. Oh my God, you changed everything and this is amazing though.
Yeah.
And from what I've seen you playing of it, it doesn't seem like any of it seems out of place in this game.
Right.
Which is, I think, astounding.
You can see mods of all sorts of different games, and almost immediately you'll always tell, oh wow, that's where that thing does not fit in here.
Yeah.
Mechanically, it might look exactly like it should have been there the whole time, but then you'll see the way it works. It's like, whoa, I have never seen Mario Mario's the only game that comes up to mind for mods. I don't know why, but
Skyrim.
Skyrim.
I'm pretty
whatever.
sure that
those
that
characters should
dragon
not move in that fashion.
It's supposed to be a dragon and not Thomas the Tank Engine.
Yeah, you'll see it. It's pretty obvious. And then even the quality of like those Thomas the Tank Engines, I've seen better models of those.
I've seen better tank dragons, train dragons.
But yeah, like
yeah.
Where was I going with that? Mods.
That it is very faithful to the game.
Yes.
It doesn't seem out of place.
Exactly. That's like, these seem like they were original from like the guys who made the original games. It looks like they got those guys and did it. However, it's not. It's a couple of
fan team, right?
Yeah, it's a team made up of guys who just were really passionate about Sonic. They're huge fans, and it's like Dunkey said it. Dunkey did a good point of just saying this is not a fan game. Because it isn't just a fan game. Fans should play it, but it is not. To say it's a fan game makes it feel like only people. Like if I hear something about an Undertale fan game or a Lisa fan game, you have to, don't start here. It's, if you liked those original things, then you want to maybe check this out.
You liked about the other stuff.
Yeah, and if you really are willing to invest your time in something that's not done by pros, on top of that, if this is their first foray into anything, oh my God, somebody needs to hire them immediately for like everything. Then on top of that, just they're not the big AAA guys. These guys they really liked the game and wanted to make sure that the next thing that came out didn't kill Sonic. They wanted to make sure the spirit is still there and there's still a fun franchise inside that IP. He's not dead. He's dying, and the only reason he's dying is because of everything that Sonic's done or Sega's done to him in 3D and just the horrible miss IP
messes.
appropriation. Yeah, and then I was talking to you about it.
Yeah.
To be fair, Sonic, the teams behind Sega also have not been the best. If you go back and look at any of those games, the animation, the cinematics, they still also don't look like they were if you go back to any Mario game, you're gonna have a hard time finding bugs like that in obvious spots or that are presented to you right in front of the camera.
Yeah, one of the biggest bugs I can remember from Nintendo is like if you look at Princess Daisy or Peach's statue in
Smash
Melee,
Bros. In Melee, if you
has
look at
a
her
third
statue,
eye.
yeah, that's and it takes forever to find something like that. Outside of that, you're still kind of forgiven considering the variables and stuff that happens in Smash if you find something in there.
Yeah.
In a straight up Mario game, there are tons of glitches. Yeah. There are stuff that break the game and let people get through the game like way easier. But like those Dunkey featured parts where he takes the cutscenes out and just Sonic will ask Tails a question, and then 3 seconds later, Tails responds with this really weird, awkward silence in between, and nothing seems to be choreographed correctly. Those things are not in Mario games, and it's that kind of stuff, accepting and allowing things like that in a game that's supposed to be your pristine, your flagship.
The mascot that like really made...
This is the guy who's literally Sonic is Sega's face. On your letterheads, in your logo, Sonic's face was in there. And this is how you guys treated him. You guys deserve all the misery that you guys are going through right now, knowing that you can't make hardware anymore. You don't have the money for it. And you treating your main IP like that, thinking that just being edgy and cool was going to get you through it, because I kind of feel like at a certain
Shadow the
point,
Hedgehog with those guns.
Yeah, all of this bull crap that they started pushing out, just, you guys deserve the loss of that hardware. And to be on this like last bit of thread, I guess, with this franchise, I'm not saying that, it's going to die if these games don't, but I mean, yeah, it's kind of sad that, I don't want to get offensive, but it's kind of sad that if I hear Sonic, I do the big insults that are gonna get hold next are something about autism, being retarded, it being like juvenile, like that sucks because Sonic, like this Sonic Mania is proving that is so far from the truth. He might be able to appeal to kids because he's got a nice, awesome
youthful demeanor.
He just
those eyes and like just
he's got the whole he's zesty, he's peppy,
very simple
he's
design.
Good to go. He's made up of a couple of simple squares, some triangles and some circles, easy to draw, appealing, very easy to look at. Like it all made sense from a marketing standpoint why he was so much, quote unquote edgier, why he had that advantage. But I feel like they relied on it and just hope that that's all that was going to pull him through. And when it comes to like, spending big money on stuff, you're going to need a little bit more than just, he's a cooler guy than Mario is, And a game like Sonic Mania is just proving the pedigree, the pedigree it's important. You need to have guys who are experienced and know what the hell they're doing.
Yeah.
But also, it's a lot more important to want to work on the title and to make sure that you want to see the title succeed, not just because it's going to pay your bills for the next couple of months, but because you like the franchise. It brings good things to your head and you liked it,
Yeah.
And that's what it seems like this team did, man. Playing through it, you feel that it was made with love. Like, people wanted to work on it. Like, there's always a point in Sonic games where it's like, this is where everybody realized that this isn't going to be a good game. And this is where everybody realized we already got your purchase.
Yeah.
We don't need to keep trying. And it's evident in later halves of most of these Sonic games. Right here, you don't see that. You're going through the whole game, and the entire time if you're mad, it's because it's frustrating in all the right ways. It's not unfair. It's
$20 for this game.
Oh my god, man. This game is better than the last decade of Sonic games, and it's $20. If you ever dared to spend full price on anything that came out from Sega in the last 10 years,
this should be it.
This should be a no-brainer. Just go out, get it, and fall in love with Sonic again. Maybe it'll unleash another, torrent of terrible games as they, maybe all it does is fuel them again to try other outlandish, stupid ideas.
Well,
but
yeah, like Sonic Forces.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So pressure's on with that too. Considering how good this 2D game came out at a discount price, if Sonic Forces doesn't do well, I don't know. I can't believe Sega is still around.
Yeah. I do think that this game has bought them a cushion.
Mm-hmm.
If Sonic Forces fails, I think
and that's
the team
exactly
that made
what I'm saying.
I think that if Mania, I think the team that made Mania is going to get a lot of prestige, more so than now, because right now we're seeing that this game is good, but if Forces fails, that's like, I think I explained
and then
to you,
even
this is like the rookie team beat the MVP All-Stars from last year.
Oh, okay, right.
It's just going to make the Forces team look really bad. I think Sega will probably elevate that Mania team and be like, you know what? Clearly, you guys, I hope this is the case. I hope they say, you know what we're doing better than we do.
Mm-hmm.
Please continue making good Sonic games. And even if I would trust this Mania team to make a 3D Sonic before I trust Sega to make another one.
Yeah, definitely.
I think if they came down to it, if they're like, we need this game to be in 3D, I think they would know this is the stuff that makes Sonic fun. How does that translate into 3D?
Right.
I mean, we had some ideas for like that 3D Sonic game that we were talking about.
But also, even our
cool,
ideas, it involves changing the genre quite a bit, even.
That's true. Yeah. So I don't think the Mania team is in any danger, and I think Forces is probably sweating a little bit right now.
Right, and they very well should be, because I mean I can imagine that they've got a way bigger budget. They've got a way bigger expectation,
and I think probably more experience.
I wouldn't be surprised, because again, these were mostly just guys who I think did mods and were just fan guys in communities. And they got, the cool thing though is that like Sega finally like, okay, yeah, we'll actually pay you. You are actual Sega employees. Make us a good game. Yeah. And that's pretty freaking great. That's cool to know. that's cool to see them finally stop just like, okay, yeah, this guy made you 2 great games in another franchise. It doesn't mean that the experience is going to carry over to another one. Well, he might know how to do some technical stuff, but if he doesn't give a damn about the project, you're just going to get a cold... you're going to get a really cold product at the end that is void of any actual passion, you know?
Yeah.
And it just shines through, man. It shows the whole entire game through, from the music to the sounds, how vibrant they are, how lovingly crafted. You can tell all the new stuff looks and is, like the pixelation behind them and how they were pixelated. Like, it just, they all look great. It's just, this is a really good example of, I don't know what it's a really good example of, actually. I don't know why I started like that, but it's just, damn it. It is amazing to see these guys take a risk. Sega, I mean, take a risk on just a bunch of guys that they've never, they have no experience with them alongside them.
Yeah.
But to just, okay, yeah, we've seen what you can do, so I guess do it for us, please. And if you guys really care about this franchise, they did what they did. They're making it good again.
Yeah.
Make Sonic great again.
They did. What do you... Well, I'm not even going to ask you to rate this, because, I mean, $20 for this, it seems incredibly worth it. Like you said, the last 5 Sonic games, if you wanted to buy all those, that's $300, and you're probably going to get less enjoyment than you would out of this $20 game. Yeah.
I mean, the price isn't supposed to be an issue that really affects the game. It definitely doesn't hurt. The fact that it's $20, shut the fuck up and buy it. Just go, shut the hell up and buy it. I don't give a shit how terrible your budget is. Go and buy it.
Save $1 for the next month.
If you can't play it, if you don't have anything that'll play it, shut up. Go and buy it. Sonic Mania is a damn good game, a damn good purchase. If you had even a passing interest at $20, it's great. If it was a full price $60, I would still tell you it's damn great, as long as it had a certain amount of hours to the that's where I would have been like, whoa, okay, wait, how long time wise am I gonna get out of it? But even then, the game itself still, I'm giving it a 10 out of 10. It captures everything that Sonic is supposed to capture. It does, as a product with a mission objective of giving you a classic nostalgic Sonic feel while still delivering something brand new as well.
Yeah.
It did everything. It does what it's supposed to. It does it well. It does it professionally, and it doesn't ever make me feel like a stupid child for getting game overs, playing it. It doesn't berate me for any reason. It doesn't make me regret anything. Condescend. It doesn't hold my hand. Okay, that's what I meant with those. It's
great.
It's like, if it was a full price, it's still at $20. You just go buy it. Hate Sonic, go buy it. Hate Sega, go buy it. I don't care. That's how good this particular game is. If it was a full price, then that's the only thing that I would get. Like, okay, maybe $60 is a little too much to just tell you to shut up and go buy it.
And if you really can't afford to buy the game, you can watch 8-Bit Hero play it at youtube.com/GameGo livestream.
I have been streaming it.
Yeah, and seems to be having a lot of fun with it. I've been watching it, and it just, my mind is always just blown away by how classic it looks. I was showing it to an older coworker of mine, well, several, and they're surprised at how much it looks like a game that they played
right
when it first came out.
I think that's when you get it right, is when you show it to someone else and they swear, oh yeah, no, I remember all that. That's funny because this is all brand new.
Liar. This just came out.
Horrid little liar. Come here so I can sew your mouth shut. I don't know.
Anyway, yeah, it's a great game. It's great to look at. It looks fun to play. I still need to try it. So please go out and try it, watch it, whatever you have to do to consume content from this game. The team that made this deserves all the recognition that they're getting, or more. And, I hope Sega really recognizes what they've done for them.
Right.
So we have a few releases coming out this week.
As per usual.
Yeah, actually, it's getting a little more.
These are getting a little bit filled,
release friendly, I think.
Indeed. You know what? It's getting closer to Christmas. It's getting closer to the end of the year. All the holidays.
Getting away from the notorious summer drought of games and water.
Indeed.
So yeah, Friday, August 25th.
We got Naruto Shippuden Ultima Ninja Storm
Legacy.
I said Ultima. I meant Ultimate Ninja Storm Legacy.
I believe that's like a collection of all the other games because there's like 4 and then
All
there's
the other Ultimate Ninja?
games.
Okay.
And Ninja Storm because I know that's a different one. That's coming to PC, PS4, and Xbox One.
As well as also coming out is F1 2017 Formula One.
Yeah, the racing games.
Those
seem very technical.
Since PS2 visually, man. Those games have like they fooled me into I thought they started looking real ever since PS2, and it's just been getting better.
It gets better. Yeah, I remember playing Need for Speed Underground 2, and I was already like, dude, these cars look great.
Wow,
neon, what? And then they just crapped on my expectations with every subsequent release. That's also coming to PC, PS4, and Xbox One.
Xbox. Next week, Tuesday 29th, we're getting Rock of Ages 2, Bigger and Bolder.
Boulder spelled like the rock?
Yeah, Boulder, as in like Boul. That's coming out for PC, PS4, and Xbox. I wanted to play Rock of Ages 1. I don't know what stopped me or what got in my way.
I think it was. I tried a demo. I don't think I was too impressed with it. Maybe you would like it.
Super excited about this one. I need to go see what's up with any deals or pre-order stuff with this Mario and Rabbids Kingdom Battle
for the Switch next Tuesday. Yeah,
I am so excited about that. I have been going crazy on Fire Emblem. This is like the tactics game I love. I'm really excited about playing a tactics game that is absolutely different.
Yeah,
both in tone and in gameplay.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be a lot less serious with like kingdoms at stake, and if you like XCOM, then you don't have to worry about Mario getting abducted or killed by aliens.
I'm wondering how this game is going to get me mad.
I'm wondering why the Rabbids are fighting against other Rabbids. Aren't the Rabbids enemies too? You have the Mario Rabbid versus like the other ones. It's like,
I don't know why any of the main character ones are like even.
I guess we'll figure that out as we play. We'll probably be streaming that one at some point.
We'll definitely be streaming that.
Super cool. That's coming to Switch. Yakuza Kiwami is coming to PS4.
What kind of game is that?
It's a Yakuza game. I'm not sure
why
it's a side story or something. And then we have Windjammers, the re-release or recreation of the old... It's an arcade game, right?
Yeah. Windjammers was an arcade game where it's basically like Frisbee and volleyball kind of put together.
Almost.
I guess the disc game. You're not trying to kill the other guy, though.
It seems like Disc Jam, which came out for PS4 also more recently.
Oh, very much so. Very much. Yeah. I forgot you showed me that.
But I think Windjammers is a side view, right? Instead of the...
No, Windjammers is top down.
Also?
It's top down. Like, the one... what is it called? Disc Jam was behind your
character.
Player.
Okay.
This is straight up top down.
All right, so that's coming to PS4 and Vita. I imagine there's some crossplay in there, but we did not confirm that yet. Ark Survival Evolved, that's on PC, but it's coming to PS4 and Xbox One.
Finally as a full release.
Finally.
It's getting out of early
access.
Early access.
It's basically...
That game's been... a game for like 2 years already.
It's like Minecraft with dinosaurs and also realistic.
Essentially, yeah.
And I do think they even have a Hunger Games Battle Royale type.
Everything's gonna start getting one.
They had one for a bit already. I know H1Z1 had one.
Yeah.
I think actually H1Z1 was made by the same dude.
Yeah.
As PUBG. Resident Evil Revelations. That's coming to Xbox One and PS4. We talked about that.
That's gonna be and the Switch.
Did we talk about that one yet?
Yes.
That's not coming out for the Switch yet.
Oh, okay.
Because it's getting the bundle for 1 and 2.
Sorry, okay.
But yeah, it's coming to Xbox One and 4. It's a master, I believe, of the original Resident Evil Revelations, which was originally on 3DS, right?
Yeah, and I think it was only a 3DS title, which was like kind of cool exclusive. And it was a great game in its own right.
I wish they would do this with more games where like, this game did well, I want to see this on other...
I don't think it had gyroscopic aiming, and that really upset me. Because the Nintendo's gyroscopic aiming on Zelda
great. Yeah.
Dude, that was amazing playing those mini games or just shooting arrows now was freaking great.
Yeah. XCOM 2 War of the Chosen, that's an expansion to XCOM 2 coming to PC, Xbox One and the PS4. Killing Floor 2, I believe that's already on PC, but it's coming to the Xbox One and the PS4. And Everybody's Golf coming to PS4. Of course, all those last titles are coming out next Tuesday, August 29th. That's a big release day for video games.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm very excited about Mario and Rabbids.
I wonder why any of them are trying, considering Rabbids is going to be out the same
Especially
day.
XCOM 2. Like, is that like a direct challenge?
Yeah, that makes the least sense. Mario & Rabbids is going to be the strategy game to play if you're going to play one of those.
Although that
there.
is an expansion, so maybe it'll be smaller or less cheaper. I mean,
I'm shrugging my shoulders.
If everybody's golf is cheap enough, I will look into that one.
Cool.
It looks pretty cool. But yeah, that's it for us this week. We're gonna go play some Galaxy or something, right?
We're gonna do a bunch of stuff on our YouTube channel. It's GameGo Livestream, right? Just GameGo
YouTube.com/GameGo Livestream. We're also on Twitter, GameGo at GameGo11. If you have any questions, tweet at us, email us at GameGoPodcast@gmail.com. Leave comments on GameGoPodcast.com. So this has been Sonorith and 8-Bit Hero here.
Feels good to be back.
Yeah, it really does. With GameGo podcast, where we talk about video games and whatever else we want.
Yeah, we'll see you guys next time. Thanks for listening.